I'm going to say something that a lot of people really do not like. But the Zack Snyder Justice League, it's a little bit overrated. Biatch. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storms. As always, if you're in front of me for the very first time, please be sure to click that like and subscribe button. That way you guys can stay up to date on all future content here on the channel. So not a whole lot going on today. Getting ready to go see Eternals. Gotta be honest with you, going in with very, very, very low expectations. But nonetheless, I'm going to see Eternals later on tonight, so be sure to stick to the channel, subscribe. That way you guys can see my review on Eternals. Don't really have a whole lot going on, but I wanted to talk about a topic that kind of came up during one of my live streams with one of my friends, and they really love the Zack Snyder Justice League. Look, full disclosure, I like the Justice League. I like Zack Snyder Justice League a lot. I think it's a really, 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 really solid, good movie. It is a little long. 4 hours. I'm sorry. That's a long-ass fucking movie. And the topic came up of how come I've only seen the movie once? If I like it, why did I only see it once? And it comes down to a couple things. You can like a movie and think it's a really good movie, but you don't have to see it multiple times, right? So then they try to bring in excuses like, well, if you have time to watch Lucifer or you have time to watch this movie again, then how come you don't have time to watch the Zack Snyder Justice League? And it comes down to a couple of things. One, in terms of me watching something on Netflix like Lucifer or something like that, that is a show I haven't already seen. I haven't seen the last season of Lucifer yet, so I wanted to watch that. So do I have a choice? Do I want to watch something I haven't seen or something I already seen? I think I'm going to choose something that I haven't seen over something that I already seen. The second thing coming in, well, why would you watch this movie over again if you already seen it instead of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Again, that comes to a couple different things. Zack Snyder's Justice League is a 4-hour movie. It is a 4-hour movie. It is a commitment of a day. I have to completely dedicate an entire day to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm not that committed to the movie, to be honest with you. That might hurt a lot of your feelings, but at the end of the day, I am not that committed to Zack Snyder's Justice League in order to give up my entire day just to rewatch a movie that I've already watched. Plus, when it comes in terms of me watching a movie that I've already seen compared to Zack Snyder's Justice League that I've already seen, to me personally, I don't like Zack Snyder's Justice League that much where I have to see it over again. There are other movies that I would watch over Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't usually go back and rewatch movies a whole lot, other than maybe Star Wars and maybe a couple other movies that I sprinkle out throughout the year that I rewatch at least once a year. But other than Star Wars, I really don't go back and rewatch movies a lot. Hell, I can't even tell you when was the last time I watched Avengers Endgame. I mean, I have seen Avengers Endgame a lot more than I've seen Zack Snyder Justice League because I only seen Zack Snyder Justice League one time. Again, 4 hours long. Endgame was 3.5 hours. But even when I went back to rewatch Endgame, I think I've only watched Endgame in its entirety maybe 2 or 3 times. Usually when I go back and watch Endgame, I usually start right from where Black Widow is about to die, and then I watch the rest of the movie at that point. I basically just watch half the movie, which is about an hour and a half. So I just can't sit there and justify watching a 4-hour movie. Although people are not going to listen to the words I'm saying where I'm actually saying, I like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think it's a really good movie. People are only going to focus on, well, I refuse to watch it again. Well, because when I look at the movie, regardless of how good it is, there's no justification of this movie being 4 hours long. Like, there is a lot of stuff that could be cut out of this movie that really doesn't lead up to a whole lot. This movie could easily be a 2 to 2.5 hour. I would give 2.5 hour movie. This movie could be 2.5 hours. I would even, if you want to stretch it, 3 hours, because BVS The Ultimate Cut is 3 hours, and even that is a really long movie, and I really enjoy that movie. I enjoy BVS The Ultimate Cut more than I actually enjoy Zack Snyder's Justice League. But when it comes in terms of when I'm just talking about these DCEU movies, Zack Snyder's Justice League isn't even my favorite movie in the DCEU. It comes down to Wonder Woman, BVS, Man of Steel, Aquaman. Those are my top 4. Wonder Woman being on top. And that has nothing to do with Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman, because I really don't find Gal Gadot all that attractive. I think she's a very beautiful girl, but she's not like my cup of tea. Like I don't look at her and be like, man, I'm watching this whole movie because she's fucking gorgeous. That's not the case. I just think it's a very, very well done movie. Yeah, it kind of falls apart at the end with Ares, and I'm not comparing Ares to Zack Snyder's Steppenwolf. That's not what I'm doing. I'm talking about in terms of a movie. It's a more shorter, cohesive movie. It's not convoluted. It's not 4 hours long, and I can watch it as its own standalone movie. Patty Jenkins completely wet the bed with 1984, but that's not the topic of this discussion. The point I'm trying to make is that, yes, I like the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. I do think it's a little overrated to where fans just go out and they have to like, it's okay if you like something, but you don't have to pressure me into liking something as much as you. We all can like things differently. So when I get on my live streams, I'm doing Storms Live, and I have my friends going, oh man, I've seen this movie a billion times. This movie's great. It's better than Endgame. And I don't think it's fair to compare it to Endgame. I don't think it's fair to compare the first Justice League movie to the last Avengers movie. Like in terms of weight and what the last Avengers movie had in terms of, you know, living up to this hype, filling in all these storylines and delivering this movie, it's a much different movie. You can compare Justice League to the first Avengers, and I think that Justice League Snyder Cut is a way better movie than the first Avengers movie, but again, it's still 4 hours long. But when people that I know that are close to me, and even a subscriber of mine during Storms Nation Live said, well, you can get his name is Devin, he's like, you can get the Blu-rays 2 discs. I'm like, Devin, I still am not going to watch a 4-hour movie. You know, I don't care if it's on Blu-ray. I don't care if it's on a 2 disc. I have HBO Max. I don't need to go buy a Blu-ray. I can just watch on HBO Max. I'm not going to sit there and watch a 4-hour movie. I'm not going to take an entire chunk of my day to go do that. It is different when I'm watching something like Lucifer or Squid Games or something of that nature, and you're like, well, if I can spend 4 hours watching this, why can't I watch the Snyder Cut? Well, it comes in the terms of I've never seen these other shows, right? I'd rather watch something I haven't seen. I'd rather sit there and watch a 2.5-hour Dune movie that I haven't seen over Zack Snyder's Justice League. And more I thought about it, because I did end up really, really liking Dune a lot, the more I think about it, I think I would actually probably watch Dune again over Zack Snyder's Justice League. I like both of them a lot, but Dune is an hour and a half shorter, and there's so much lore and mythos that I want to learn to get ready for the next part that I would definitely rewatch Dune over again to Zack Snyder's Justice League, even though Zack Snyder's Justice League has a lot more action to it, but we already know this plot. We've already seen this movie unfold. So overall, I really do enjoy Zack Snyder's Justice League a lot. I think it's a real, really solid, good movie. The problem is the fans and the Snyder cult out there want to try to put this movie on this pedestal here, and if anybody disagrees with them in any way, they want to come at them and attack them. And the thing that I have a problem with is that just don't attack me because I'm with you. I think it's a great movie. Just because I choose not to rewatch it over and over and over again doesn't mean I don't think it's a solid movie. Some people like to watch movies over and over again. My dad never rewatched a movie more than once. I always ask my dad, like, why aren't you watching this movie? Because he always used to give me so much shit when I was a kid because I always watched the first Ghostbusters movie over and over. I wore the shit out of that VHS. My dad's like, why are you watching this movie again? And I'm like, well, I really like the movie. My dad never rewatched a movie more than once. He's like, I watched it once and I'm done. And for a lot of movies, I've done that. You know, there's a lot of movies that I've seen that I have done that where I've watched it once and that's about it. I'm like, all right, man, that's great. I'm not going to watch that movie ever again. Manchester by the Sea is one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen it one time. I don't really need to rewatch it unless I have someone over the house who's never seen it before and I would experience with them. That might be the only way I would watch the Snyder Cut over again is if I have someone coming over to the house, they haven't seen it, and we're going to watch it and binge through the DCEU movies. If I'm going to have people that I'm trying to get into DCEU, and I'm going to show them Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, BVS, and all this stuff, then yeah, I would put on the Snyder Cut, and I would watch it over again in that term. But as for me, myself, I'm good. I don't need to see it again. I've seen the original Justice League 2 or 3 times. It's abysmal. It's awful. But at the same time, it's the same plot points as the Zack Snyder Justice League movie, just done better. And and the Josh Whedon Justice League is just slightly shorter, but it has the same plot points as Zack Snyder's. It's just Zack Snyder's is completely leaps and bounds better in the production area. But overall, I just don't see the point of spending 4 hours to rewatch something I've already watched. I liked it. It's good. It's fantastic. Let's move on my life. If you guys choose to rewatch it a billion times, by all means, you can spend your time any way you want. Just don't come at me, because I refuse to spend my time watching something that is 4 hours long that I've already seen. I just don't see the point in it, guys. There are other content that I still have not yet watched that deserves to be watched over something that I've already seen before. So with that said, guys, that's really all I have. I can't wait to read the comments in the comments here. I don't even know if I should read the comments in the comments here. I know a lot of you guys are just going to go off in the comments, blah, 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 you don't know what you're talking about. But I'm just trying to tell you, hey, look, guys, it's a good movie. I just don't want to rewatch it, okay? You guys can enjoy your movies the way you enjoy them. I will enjoy my movies the way I enjoy them. I don't put pressure on you. You don't put pressure on me. That's the way we're going to do it. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Until next time.